If you're a leader, a manager, or aspiring manager in a recruitment business, then this is a must-watch video for you. Topics I don't think are taught enough about, especially in recruitment, but in business in general, from a management and leadership perspective, is the concept of conflict and praise. I'm going to cover mostly conflict, but from the praise perspective, in essence, is finding people doing good work and rewarding or praising them for that good work. Well, Alex, you tell me, well, I billed X, Y, and Z this month. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Of course, we want to praise and reward our good billers. They get commission, but they're going to need things beyond that. But how are you finding the little nuances that they're doing to praise them, to allow them to continue doing it, so they know that they're doing the right thing, but also secondly, they'll continue to do those things because they'll look for that praise and recognition. But what I want to talk today about is conflict. Now, conflict's a bit of a dirty word. I don't want any conflict, I don't want any issues, I don't want any problems. Unfortunately, no matter what business that you work in, you operate in, there is conflict. The problem is if you're not dealing with it and challenging it, then you're just letting it lie. And this is the reason why you lose people, staff turnover, people aren't happy in your organisation, people won't bill as much, all sorts of different challenges and problems. The basic thing, so if you're a billing manager, you're managing a team 2, 3, even up to 10, 15, 20, running a recruitment business, is focusing on how do I challenge my people, how do I hold them to account, and instead of going, I don't really want to have a conversation with them about that, go and have a conversation with them. Have the discussion. Go with humility, use radical candor, and talk with individuals to say, look, this is what I saw. If you want to achieve X, Y, and Z in the future, it's going to make it difficult. This is harder if you don't understand what your people's goals are. If you've got someone who's a manager or wanting to be a manager in your business and aspiring to be that, and they show up late, they're pretty rude to other people in the organisation, usually back office, administration, marketing, they don't get buy-in from other people, and albeit they bill well, they're pretty rude to others, and you don't challenge that behaviour, then you're going to have a problem when they become a manager. There's going to be a stigmatism around them, X, Y, and Z, and you're going to have problems. So there's all sorts of different bits and pieces. Someone doesn't do a call particularly well. Instead of going, just do that better next time, drill into the detail of what happened, work through it. Now that's pretty simple, but it's missed a lot of the times in the recruitment industry, is, you could handle that better. Actually go through what you could handle better. Go through that call, hold people to account, and challenge them. Your people want to be better. Whoever reports into you, whoever's going to report into you in the future, wants to be better than where they are right now. I haven't met a recruiter that doesn't want to bill more, that doesn't want to achieve more, that doesn't want to get somewhere. That could be more work-life balance. That could be increased billings to buy a car, to buy a house. It could be increased billings to achieve their management potential, to do all sorts of number of things. It doesn't have to just be possessions. But if you don't challenge your people, you don't create a level of conflict, which is a bad word, I guess, but you've got to use it, and you've got to challenge your people, have those difficult discussions to develop them into the people that they want to be. If usually people want to be managers and they aren't prepared to be a manager, and every person who's not a manager thinks management is easy and thinks running an organisation is easy. Now, anyone out there that runs a business, regardless of whether it be in recruitment or not, will realise that it's not simple, it's not easy, especially when you've got large teams or even small teams to manage, develop, improve, and keep the lights on and everything else. But if you are a leader and you are managing a team right now, think about the development areas within your team. Think about what they could do to improve, to change, to make themselves better. If you don't already know their goals, ask them, what do you want to achieve in the next 1 year, 3 years, and 10 years? And hold them to account to those goals. And if they stray from those goals, have the discussion with them. I'm going to use an analogy of food and diet and health and fitness, because we can all relate to that nice and easily. If you're a manager of somebody and one of their goals is that they want to lose weight and they want to go from 15 stone to 14 stone, or they're 20 stone to 15 stone, whatever it is, and you're like, okay, I'm going to help you and I'll hold you accountable to those goals. We want to do this, break that down into, we want to go to gym here, gym there, gym there. Now, if that person's told you that they want to achieve that, and they've said, right, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, I'm going to run once a week, and I'm going to eat healthily on the basis of lunchtimes at work and breakfast at work, and then whatever I want at dinner. At the moment, I'm eating 3 times a day, all takeaways. Probably a bit excessive and unlikely, but I'm sure someone out there doing that. But for the point of the story, and then you tell them, yeah, fine, I'll hold you accountable. They stray in the first week and you say nothing. They stray in the second week and you say nothing. They stray in the third week and you say nothing. The fourth week comes and you put a ton of bricks on them. What are you doing? You said you were going to do this, you said you were going to do that. I'm going to use and this analogy is basically KPIs. Now, when you jump in, you then ton of bricks on the fourth and you're like, right, if you don't do anything the next 4 weeks, we're going to fire you because it's not good enough performance. Your billing's not going to happen X, Y, and Z. Now that weight's not going to come off at the rate it would have done over the 8 weeks. But if you'd have jumped in at week 1 and said, have you been to gym this week? And they said, no, I haven't. Then you might also be too late. If the first day of their process, you say, right, what are you having tomorrow? Okay, I'm going to have this, this, and this. All right, what are you eating tomorrow? I'm going to eat this, this, and this. Have you got it planned? Yeah, I'm all sorted. Then you know you're holding them to account. And if they fall off the wagon, you're able to jump in at an earlier stage and have more of a friendly conversation, which could turn into a more frictious conversation in the future. But that level of conversation has to happen, and you have to hold them to account, and you have to have a level of conflict. Get off my back, don't do this. Someone says, well, Alex, this is micromanagement. Yeah, it might be, but it's also helping that person achieve their goals, and you're supporting them as a manager, and that's your job. Your job is to get them to achieve what they want to achieve. And if that is their weight loss, even if you're a recruitment, billing manager, managing consultant, divisional director, whatever job titles we throw at people these days, then your job is to help them achieve their goals, whether it be personal or professional, in my opinion. So if their goal is to lose weight, then you've got to hold them accountable to that, and you've got to support it. Same reason, if their job is to be a manager and they're being rude to someone else in the business and they're being X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't befit a manager and leadership role, then you've got to challenge them to it, and you've got to hold them accountable and say, look, John, this, and this will prevent you from being as successful as you wish in the future. And you've got to challenge them on that. There's a book called The Motive, which is focused around chief executives. It's fantastic because it's in the private equity world, which is the space that we recruit in. And it's about a CEO or a CFO that's turned CEO and he's failing in his business because all he does is spend all of his time doing his CFO job and bits that he likes. He doesn't spend any time challenging, developing, and improving his people. And that's what this is all about. There's going to be people that hate this because they think it's micromanaging and, oh yeah, we don't do that, let people crack on. Well, that's fine. Right? If you believe that, absolutely fine. But if you want to really develop your people, if you want to be the leader and manager that you aspire to be, that unfortunately the recruitment industry fails to have, then you need to embrace conflict, embrace discussions, embrace those difficult conversations, and have them with your team to develop people into the people that they can be, that they aspire to be.